want to share with you today something that has really helped me to come to terms with being diagnosed with ADHD in my 40s. And it's really helped me go through the grief process, because there is a grief process. I thought that being diagnosed would be the end of the journey, but actually it was the start. So this technique is writing a letter to your younger self. Nobody has to see it. You can dictate it or you can type it, do whatever you want with it afterwards, but it can be quite confronting. So please make sure that you're in a fairly strong place emotionally and that your tank is topped up, that you're not tired or hungry or overwhelmed when you do this. But it's incredibly powerful and works really, really well. So this is a letter to your younger self. So it might go something like this. So I wish, Michelle, that you could have known that you're not a waste of space for having a messy desk, a messy wardrobe, not replying to people, for interrupting people. I wish, Michelle, that you could know that you're not a failure for not living up to your potential that you were told you have, that you have never been a failure. I wish I could tell you that you're not a bad parent just because sometimes you've not been present with your daughters, or that you've had times when you've been depressed and you haven't able to have parented in quite the way that you wanted, but that doesn't make you a bad mum and never ever has done. It's also not your fault, Michelle, that for years you tried to get the wrong people to love you in the right way, in some kind of misguided effort to prove that you're worthy so that they would love you. It's not your fault. The same goes for your mum. Your mum did try and love you in the best way she could, but she didn't know she had ADHD ever before she died. So it wasn't your fault that she wasn't always present with you, and she loved you in the best way that she could. She never knew about her ADHD, and neither did you. So forgive her and forgive yourself. I would also like to tell you that everything that you've achieved, despite your ADHD, is amazing. And I don't want you to ever feel that you've not achieved anything and that your life so far has been a waste. And above all, I want to tell you that the world needs you in it, and to please, please hang on through the worst pain, because it's a better place with you here. And I promise, Michelle, that one day soon, everything will come together and you'll find more peace and joy and love and happiness and fulfillment than you ever thought possible in those really, really dark moments. So, Michelle, please forgive yourself for all the times that you hated yourself when you didn't know that you had ADHD. So that's an example of what you could do. That's some of the things that I've written in my letter, but you could write whatever. You could make it longer, you could make it shorter. But as you can see, it's quite confronting and quite emotional, but always really, really cathartic. And it always helps you get into that place of self-compassion that we need to be in order to deal with our ADHD in the most effective way.